Hello,
Welcome
to
Cultivate
Cultivate. Today's topic,
Music Theory.
This is awesome. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is important stuff. And so hopefully in our endeavor to make ourselves better as musicians, both spiritually and musically, these next couple of lessons will help us tremendously as musicians. Sometimes music theory is kind of difficult to understand, and so no matter where you are in your understanding, we think there will be some things in the upcoming lessons and in today's lesson that can take you further. So, let me read the scripture text for today, 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 1. Dear brothers and sisters, when I was with you, I could not talk to you as I would to spiritual people. I had to talk to you as though you belonged to this world or as though you were infants in the Christian life. I had to feed you with milk and not with spiritual food because you weren't ready for anything stronger, and you still aren't ready. Now, this, in a humorous way, is our scripture text to talk about music theory and one part of music theory, which is the basic building block of music theory, and that is
Intervals.
intervals. It is the milk of music theory.
Right. It's important that we understand the intervallic relationship between diatonic frequencies. It just is.
Say that again.
Intervals, the most basic concept, just like in math, you can't really do calculus unless you've started with addition. You can't understand music theory unless you start with intervals. So what we want to do is we want to explain what intervals are, and then we're going to skip a few steps and explain how we can use it on a regular basis.
All right, you ready?
I am.
Let's get started. All right, here, we're going to talk about intervals, all right? Intervals are the distance between two notes. All right, we're going to start with the key of C. This is a simple C scale, and an interval, the first interval you see on the C in C is a minor second. That would be C to C sharp. Major second, C to D. Minor third, C to E flat. C to E would be a major third. C to F, perfect fourth. C to F sharp or G flat would be a augmented fourth or diminished fifth, also known as a tritone. C to G, perfect fifth. C to A flat would be a minor sixth. C to A would be a major sixth. C to B flat is a minor seventh. C to B is a major seventh. C to C is the perfect octave. Now, here's what you need to be able to do. You need to be able to say, pick any note on the scale, say for instance F sharp, and if I said, give me a perfect sixth or a major sixth, you need to go B, D sharp. Okay, so being able to find any note on the scale, where's a major third from G? It would be a B. All right, so that's the challenge with learning intervals.
Now, believe it or not, all of you already have all of these intervals memorized. It's just a matter of being able to actually identify them by name rather than just with your ear. See, if I sang you a melody, you'd be able to sing it back to me, but you might not necessarily know what notes you're singing while you're singing them. Ear training is the process of connecting your ear, what you hear, with what you see. For instance, if I play this, most of you could probably just sing that back to me. Da, da. But ear training is being able to say, that is a major third. That is the interval that I'm singing. Now, ear training has a lot of benefits. As a musician, if you hear a solo or something that you have to copy on stage, ear training lets you be able to do it very quickly, very easily, without thinking about it. As a vocalist, ear training helps you be able to pick out your parts. Let's say you have a difficult jump to make. Being able to identify that difficult jump as a minor sixth, then when you go to it, you know what a minor sixth is, you know how it sounds, you can jump right to it. Ear training is extremely valuable. I'm going to give you a quick help with how to do that. Listen to this. Sounds like a doorbell, right? A major third is a doorbell. Ding dong. Here's another one. It's a major second. That's another type of interval. The way I remember a major second is happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Right? A major second. So, with all 12 intervals, it's easy to come up with some kind of song, some kind of way to memorize how that interval goes, and then be able to regurgitate that real time, which takes a lot of practice. But I've got a great website for you to be able to practice ear training.
Okay.
Well, there you have it.
There you have it.
That's intervals. Everyone understand? Great.
Perfect.
All right. So I've got 2 challenges for you. Some of you understood everything that we just talked about well. Some of you didn't understand hardly anything. So if you fell in the latter category, if you don't understand, if this seems too complicated, get on the websites that we provided.
Good websites.
And start to study intervals until you can memorize every different kind from every different note. If you feel like you have a great understanding of intervals, you've got them down pretty well, then your challenge is to set up a plan for ear training using the other website that we've provided for you. Ear training is something that just takes time to be able to do. So set up a plan for you to regularly practice ear training.
It's good stuff. Good stuff. Next week?
Next
week's music theory is about scales, learning your scales. And we're going to, what makes a scale, how do you make a scale, and also what's the use of scale? Why do we need to worry about scales as musicians? Well, there's a couple reasons. Number one, it allows you to play in every key.
And
That's
number
important.
two?
Number two is because it helps you to solo. If you can play in every key, then soloing becomes a lot easier, especially if you learn the different types of scales, diatonic and pentatonic and
chromatic.
What's that one that I like so much? The
Phrygian?
No, not Phrygian.
Mixolydian.
Mixolydian. That's the one I like the best. So anyway, so we'll you like Dorian? Good. Anyway, so we'll come back next week and learn about scales. All right. Talk to you next week.
Peace.
Peace out.